Well. What a day it is. Welcome to MCC News. It is the 13th of December 2017. It feels like it should be Friday the 13th, instead being Wednesday, as all of the stuff that has gone down, my god, it's been one hell of a day, and it's been one hell of a week, even a month, and even one hell of a year when it comes to inconsistencies in the game. We've got a couple of small stories to cover, and then what we're going to do is go into the main story and talk about these outages issues, which is pretty darn disappointing. So let's get all of the smaller stories out of the way. Our first story covers the fact that Alliance Wars has been given another overhaul, which is great. There's a lot of kind of like micro changes, which are going to mean the points and the kind of the scoring system is kind of a little bit different, but at the same time it's kind of a little bit away from the way it was and way it has been, so it does mean that it's going to be a little bit more competitive for the player base. The main emphasis of the changes to Alliance Wars are to kind of strengthen the kind of the core subject that everyone should kind of follow, in that killing the boss is important, fighting is good, you should always fight, as well as the fact that diversity shouldn't be that, you know, big issue with regards to points. And then the other thing is skill, and that's the main thing a lot of players were kind of like saying, is that skill was vitally important for them. So you're getting your skill back. That's good. In a complete kind of plot twist, Kabam have decided that they're going to remove the points for defenders placed as well as defender rating. And obviously it's not going to make too much of an issue with regards to weaker alliances versus stronger alliance. So that gives that really kind of like nice and interesting diversity with regards to that aspect. Not diversity in general, but diversity with regards to the playing of Alliance Wars. So that's pretty cool. There's an extensive kind of overhaul when it comes to defender diversity with regards to points, as well as exploration is key with this, so make sure that you are exploring as much as possible. Now there's a lot of intricate things with regards to the kind of points bonus system, in that you get attack bonuses when you do things like if you kill a defender first time round rather than needing 2 attempts on it. So that is a really cool concept and will shake up a lot of things with regards to Alliance Wars, and will be all about that skill aspect. If you're really skilled at the game, then that's great, your alliance is going to do fantastically. And if your defenders are pretty darn kick-ass, then that means that you're going to benefit from having some extra points with regards to them being still alive. And finally, this is how the point system breaks down. So it's pretty cool to see some kind of really decent and positive changes to this whole game mode. And I think it will leave players a little bit more excited and thirsty for what they can achieve in Alliance Wars. I'm not going to regurgitate a lot of the information, I just gave you a little bit of a summarization. So if you want to go to the link in the description, it will take you to this and you can have a good read of all the issues and kind of things that have been worked out with regards to Alliance Wars changes. Our second story is the post called One More Thing. This is one that's put out by Kabam Mike, and it just basically says about permanent additions to Marvel Contest of Champions, or things that are going to be changed for permanent. So the blackout period for alliance quests, which is kind of important, obviously people that are joining new alliances, so that's quite nice to kind of improve that for them. One major change which is going to benefit a lot of players, and a lot of players like myself and a few others that moan about this, because we do moan. We try and say we don't moan, but we do moan with regards to the amount of tier 1 alpha we can get. And this change to the Glory Store will mean that we'll be able to get a little bit more. It will feel that we'll be able to get a little bit more with regards to the tier 1 alpha when it comes to purchase. So I know where my glory is going. It's going to be going on this. Can't wait for this. I'm really excited to kind of improve my roster. Now this definitely had to happen, and it's tier 4 class catalyst cap increase, so the amount you can keep in your inventory has increased. So that is so good. Obviously at my level, because I'm level 60, it goes up from 8 to 12, which is amazing, because in my stash it's like saying that, hey Richard, I'm forcing you to rank up this champion because you don't have anything left. And I'm then going like, oh man, I don't want to rank up anything at the moment. I'm waiting for a better 5-star, and I don't want to have to be forced to rank up the obviously I had a tech, I had a, you know, a Rocket Raccoon, which I put up to rank 5. Good rank 5. I'm really happy with that champion. However though, if I didn't feel so forced, I probably would have saved it for something else. So giving this option to have more really does benefit the players, and doesn't kind of tie their hands with regards to forcing them to rank up something they maybe don't want to rank up just yet. And our final bit of news is all about the health percentage bar. So if you've been noticing your fights, like, why has the enemy got a percentage bar on it, so the percentage that you're kind of like taking down, it's just a new thing. I don't really mind it, to be honest. It's something new, something different, but at the same time it doesn't really kind of change anything. And we've got a lot of kind of like mixed information in the game. So we've got things with regards to like whole numbers of like rating increases when it comes to synergy improvements. We've got the same thing with that with regards to percentages with like block proficiency. So we've got percentages, we've got ratings, we've got... It's all over the shop with regards to statistics and numbers. So it's not too much of a big deal for me, and I don't think the player base is too fussed with it. So yeah, we saw it at New York Comic Con, and yeah, don't really mind it. Our next story is the Upper Deck, who are a company that produce like board games and stuff, have announced the Marvel Contest of Champions Battle Realm game. This is going to be something that's going to be quite exciting. I know I've seen a lot of sites that are taking pre-orders for this. Don't pre-order it just yet. This has a summer 2018 release, and anything that's kind of saying, oh yeah, we ship it, we can pre-order it, and I've seen sites saying they've got 6 left. I don't think that that should be something you should really purchase, and wait until it's actually released if you are indeed thinking about, you know, playing the board game. This won't have maintenance, or maybe they have maintenance, kind of like scheduled maintenance actually in the box. That would be quite a cool thing. If not, someone should just create that, a little kind of a card that says scheduled maintenance, and everyone has to stop playing the game and go have a beer or something. I've put a link in the description to Dice Tower News, which is the site where this information is taken from. But I like this kind of little final bit. It says, on each turn, players will roll up to 6 custom dice. And this is like to discover like what kind of like powers they're going to get. And it looks pretty cool, the kind of the concept. It actually reminds me a bit of the randomizers that we're currently seeing in the game. So that's a little kind of cool nod to this. And it is scheduled for summer 2018. And if you are interested, I'm sure that it's going to be available in a lot of places. Right, and our final story, and kind of the thing that I did want to touch on quite extensively, and that is the current issues in the game. Obviously, you probably follow MCC News and know for the last few times I have been talking quite extensively about consistency in the game. It seems to be every MCC News I have to cover this because it is just something. There's a bit of frustration. As you know, that we have seen a few days, well, it's been a month, but in particular last couple of days has been the worst that it's been with regards to consistency in the game. We've seen prolonged periods of maintenance and downtime, and it is a little bit of a frustration, especially for a player base that really wants to get their teeth into December's content. Kabam themselves say that it's server latency and server issues that is causing the bulk of the problems. So I really hope that this is something that they can really deal with, because it just falls on the wrong time for them. December is meant to be a busy, like the busiest time for gamers. There's other games that I play that I was thinking, well, I'm going to have to avoid that. I'm going to have to sole attention on Marvel Contest of Champions. And it really does throw a lot of things with regards to a question mark. Like, is it really worth me grinding out this every single day over the December period? And even though that statement sounds a little bit dramatic, it's kind of a point of fact that, number one, this is meant to be a $1 million company. Why are they experiencing so much of the problems? Secondly, if you compare that to any other $1 million gaming company, they don't have these problems. It took hackers a strong time to take down the PS3 servers. I think it was either last Christmas or the Christmas before. So whether or not they've got hackers, that could be something, but, you know, it's kind of weird. Obviously, there are, you know, a load of other gaming companies, and you don't expect that. You don't see Marvel Future Fight or Injustice and Injustice 2, you know, going down quite so badly. So what the story is, I really would like to know, because it is really kind of killing my vibe a little bit, and I really want to get back to grinding the game. It certainly didn't seem like pleasant reading when it came to looking at the forum, because obviously, as you know, a lot of the MCC News is built up from me reading a lot of the forum stuff and kind of bringing it to the community's attention. If not a lot of people, A, read the forum, or B, you know, care too much about it, but instead would prefer someone kind of summarizing it in a video. And with all that going on, it was made the decision of Kabam DK, or maybe someone higher up, to delay the Act 5 Chapter 4 quest, which obviously is going to bum out a lot of people and kill a lot of vibes. You know, for a lot of people that maybe won't be getting into this quite quickly, they'll be like, oh, that's good. That's a little bit of relief, because then they can grind out at a different time. For some people, they'll go, okay, well, I was really earmarking a lot of December to grind out this, as well as other content in the game. And there may be some that are just on the fence and really don't care, or really not up to that point where they can actually do Act 5 yet. So wherever point you are in the game, it is disappointing not to see them roll out the end game thing with regards to Act 5. However, I think it's going to be a case that people understand that in a very chaotic, intermittent time with regards to the game's servers or whatever it is, because we still really don't know yet, it seems wise not to launch this, because then people's experiences are going to be really bad. They could be mid-fight and have everything with regards to the game go down. And then it goes into the point where the players will be more angrier with the fact that it disappointed them. And you could say that if it's the end game players, a lot of players that put substantial money and also time into the game will then go, do you know what, I've had enough of this and I'm going. My final point on the matter is that it is what it is. It's done. There's nothing really we can do about it. The fact is, if they are transparent with us, I'll be happy with that. But at the same time, they have acknowledged the fact that they need to compensate people for that. And they do mention this in here. And what it will actually be will be hopefully really good. The last time they had really significant outages was at the time, I believe, when we had the Secret Empire. Because I remember just seeing Punisher's face just there with regards to the constant maintenance and constant stuff. And it was a case, I think it went off, and then there was like a different office. I think the San Francisco office were trying to kind of get the game back up. But that was, again, this year. So I really hope in 2018 that Kabam focus on consistency in the game. They sort out their servers. They sort out their game engine or whatever they're using to kind of create the game and kind of deliver it us on. And it just is a better time, because it's not been a great year. I even put a Twitter post saying that 2015 and 2016 were the best 2 years of the game with regards to consistency. With regards to obviously 2017, late 2016 and 2017, it has been quite inventive. They've come up with new things, new ideas. But at the same time, there's things that I think players would like a bit more. But the main factor is 2018 needs to be a consistent year for Kabam, and hopefully they pull it off. Thanks very much for watching this episode of NCC News. Hopefully, and like I said, positively moving forward, we can see a better game in 2018 with regards to consistency. There's lots of grinding that I really still want to do in 2017. Obviously, we've got December, we've got a busy month. Halls of Healing we've got on the 17th. We've then got the gold thing. It's not Gold Realm, it's similar to the Gold Realm. So Halls of Gold, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, Halls of Fortune, I think it is. Right, let's get some grinding on in December, and hopefully see you in the new year. I'm not leaving now, I'm just signing off. Bye bye for now.